Africa, Europe, what to call the level of the future. Africa, Europe high-level panel brought into focus what the desired forward-looking partnership should be between the continents in key areas such as energy, digital transformation, artificial intelligence, and a whole lot more. Now, let's share some excerpts with you from that conversation.
So first report on December 2023. And after that, we had some engagement with the communities all around the world. We did more than 50 consultation in conferences and so on. We did more than 16 deep dive, sectorial deep dive with experts. It was online. We did it to have some feedback about the first report. And after that, we worked with the GDC to make some recommendation on the GDC, and we did 3 in-person meetings in New York, Geneva, and Singapore. And in Geneva, we met all the UN organizations there to see their work about AI and to gather some inputs to put in our final report.
You have a lot of experience in AI innovation with the global tech startups, and you know quite well the potential and also the challenges of AI for good. It is said that AI could contribute up to 15.7 trillion US dollars to the global economy by 2030, of which 1.2 trillion dollars could be generated in Africa only. So, according to you, how can we ensure this growth for Africa?
If we're going to talk about the future in Africa, it's important to go back to how everything developed. The reason 2 years ago, there was this moment where ChatGPT became available to everyone. So all of a sudden, everybody, the entire world woke up and said, AI is real, we have to do something about it. But it didn't happen in an instant. AI has been around for a very, very long time. And how we got here is because of 3 things. First, compute has been developed. So you had now NVIDIA GPUs, for example, that have been used to be able to process a lot of the complex AI workloads. So we've made advancements in compute. The second thing has been around research in models and algorithms and the talent. So a lot of the algorithms, a lot of the research has been driven by talent that has been trained in the most renowned universities in the world. And the third one is around the data boom. So we had a Cambrian explosion of data. All of a sudden, all of us were on our phones, and all that data that was generated by our computers, our phones, actually went into training algorithms and deploying solutions that were making our lives more and more efficient. Actually, your phone today is the device that processes the most AI, but it's completely invisible. You're using your phone on an hourly basis. You're using your laptop on an hourly basis. But what is in there is actually the full power already of AI. But it was completely invisible to us or to the common population, so we didn't actually realize until that generative AI boom came into the picture that we were already at that moment. If you think about Africa today, and if you think about our opportunities and our challenges, I'm actually more of an optimistic, so I'm going to focus on the opportunities that I see. Compute is already here, so we can buy compute. You mentioned there's some countries that already have compute. Even us in our company, we have our small supercomputers, so we're actually training our own AI within the company. The second thing is around the talent and the research. Models are commoditized. We have a lot of brilliant developers, machine learning and AI developers on the continent. We have to empower them. They're already there. The youth is already very, very savvy in AI. I mean, most of my engineers are 25 years old. In Kenya. So they already know how to use these technologies and how to build on it. The one that is really tricky today is actually data, because Africa is the most data scarce continent. And that data scarcity spans from multiple types of data, be it environmental data that is key for anything related to climate change, being to data around economy, around the policies, like everything is either sitting in a minister's office in a paper format or is very hard to access by the common population. If you can't access the data, you can't actually build AI systems that look like us. So we have to understand how we actually bring those three things together. And I like what the UN body's recommendations, because we have to now deconstruct how we've been thinking about building infrastructure. Before, building critical infrastructure meant building a road, building an hospital. Today, it actually means building the compute, putting in place the right guardrails around that compute and around the technology, but also supporting, fostering, and developing the ecosystem. And this can't happen if you don't actually look at how or who within your own region or your own country is actually driving the innovation. If you look at the US, AI innovation is driven by big tech. We've known that for a very long time. If you look at Europe, AI innovation is actually driven, is a policy-driven innovation. GDPR, the EU AI Act. If you look at China, it's actually driven by the government, who is investing into startups to develop and foster the local ecosystem in China. In Africa, it's slightly different. It's actually a grassroots and a bottom-up innovation that is driven by developers, entrepreneurs. It's coming from the ground. So we need our government officials to actually understand and do the groundwork and identify those ecosystem actors that have been doing this for a very long time, have a very deep understanding of the technology, and enable them to actually support them in their capacity building journey and really their educational journey around the technology.